I am bonnet gang today. Bonnet gang today. I'm getting my hair cut tomorrow. I can't be out here looking crazy. I've been looking crazy. Anyway, let's get into this. So, this is a very easy green smoothie recipe, but this is my favorite green smoothie recipe. Pretty much the only green smoothie that I drink if I'm making my own green smoothie at home. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, you know the green powder got a lot of shit in it, but we're gonna count that as 1. 5, 6, and then the bananas is 7. Very easy, very simple. I'm very picky about green smoothies because I will not be one of them people that drink a green smoothie that tastes like grass. I'm just not doing it. I will drink a juice that tastes like grass. But what we not about to do is fuck up the smoothie. And you know I like them thick and I like them sweet without adding sugar. So you got to do things a certain way. So this is my favorite green smoothie recipe. I came up with this recipe literally 7 years ago when I first went plant-based and got my life together. A little backstory on me for the people that may be new here or people that just don't know because I don't really talk about it that much. I am a professionally trained chef. I went to culinary school and got a degree, not a certificate, got a degree. Went to school for 2 years. I've been plant-based 7 years. And I've been cooking my whole life, so it's not like I just woke up one day and went to culinary school. So I got the home cooking background from my mama that sold food, all of that. My mama is the only person in my family that'll like really throw down and cook. I'm talking about macaroni and cheese, greens, meatloaf, pot roast, all that. Like I got that from my mama. Then when I went to culinary school, they gave me the professionalism, and I worked in the industry for 10 years. So. And now I've been plant-based 7 years. So I have a very unique culinary perspective. I need my shit to be healthy, but I need it to be good. Okay? It need to make me feel good, and it need to taste good. I'm not one or the other. I have to have both. Because I don't want to eat something that's going to make me feel sick, but then I don't want to be eating shit that tastes nasty. So I have a very unique culinary perspective. So let's turn on our good old friend, Miss Vitamix. That's my girl right here. She been taking care of me. So this is vanilla non-dairy milk and coconut water. I showed y'all already how to make macadamia nut milk for smoothies. So that all these recipes are on my website, talkandeattv.com. So I always do easiest to blend to hardest to blend in my smoothies. So I always do my liquid first. And then my green powder. So this is next. My powders go after my liquids. I hate watching people make smoothies and they put their powder on top and it be stuck all on the tops and the sides of the blender. Oh, it makes me so mad. Make sure we get all of that out of there because this shit is not cheap. The green powder that I use, everything is on my Amazon storefront. You know how you could link the shit on Amazon, the shit you buy? Like, yeah, it's on there. That's in the description box as well. So then I do my spinach. This is organic baby spinach. I don't like to do kale. Kale is too harsh and it's going to be giving grass. And that's just not what I want to eat. I love to eat kale as far as savory. But when I'm making a smoothie, I don't want it to be giving grass. So that's why. So I got my spinach. Now, this is a moment where it's do as I say and not as I do. So, this is actually a great learning lesson. I don't got no frozen bananas. And anytime I put a banana in a smoothie, it is a frozen banana. It just makes the world of a difference. It makes the smoothie thicker. It's really textural purposes. So, now, these bananas are the bananas, and I have more. These are the bananas that I have to peel, cut up, and freeze for my smoothies. I already got a video doing this on my channel. How I save bananas for smoothie. So you see this? If the these is not bruised, these are freckles. But really it's just the starch is converted to sugars. Y'all see this? These are more easily digestible and taste better than them nasty green ass bananas. So I got my organic bananas. So this is the moment where you should be putting in your frozen bananas at the top. But because these ain't froze, I'm putting them on top of the spinach because these is going to blend stupid easy. If it's not giving banana bread, Don't put it in your smoothie. Stop eating them green ass bananas. It makes me sick. Why don't you want them nice and sweet? Some people think it's weird to eat bananas like this. No, y'all are fucking weird. Putting them green ass, starchy, not sweet bananas in y'all smoothie. And I'm fucking sick of it. Stop doing it. I'm getting mad thinking about it. And it's crazy because if I'm out and I buy a smoothie out, I could literally taste the green banana in a smoothie if the bananas was not right. So this was a good learning lesson because I get to show y'all live right now what the bananas need to look like to be peeled, cut up, and put in the freezer for smoothie. But I wish I would have had 2 of them in the freezer because this smoothie is not going to be as good to me because I know how good this smoothie is when the bananas is froze. So do as I say, not as I do. If the bananas was froze like they were supposed to be, they would be going at the end on top. But since they're not froze, it's going on top of the spinach. It'd taste way better if they was froze. And the smoothie would be thicker. And again, I like my shit thick. I don't like them loose. This ain't gonna be watery, but it ain't gonna be thick like I like it. I like them to be given shake, like thick. Like I'm not gonna even need a straw to drink this. So I got my organic frozen pineapple. If y'all want to find pineapple anywhere, Trader Joe's got the best frozen pineapple. This is a very specific ratio, and I really love the flavor of this. Organic frozen mango. Do you see how gold and how yellow this mango is? It's more gold in person. Not that pale, white, barely yellow ass. The mango be the pineapple color. No. Pineapples are darker than mangoes. This is flavor. This is sweetness. This is nutrition. Trader Joe's got the best mango too, so. The way I'm about to fuck this smoothie up. I'm happy I'm not cooking today because, bitch, this Walking Dead episode, girl, we got lots to talk about. So this is literally it. If I wasn't talking, this literally would have took 2 minutes. Before I turn my blender up high, I always get everything going first. I want to make sure I get all this spinach. Mason jar in the freezer. You know I like to freeze my cups. I am the smoothie queen. I've been saying that for years. I really am. I think this is a 32 ounce mason jar. I'm pretty sure. Usually I would just pour this straight into my mouth, but with this white shirt, I don't want to risk it. I can't believe I haven't got nothing on this shirt. That's my green smoothie. If you're not somebody that's very big on greens yet, because this do got green powder in it, you could just do the green powder and have the spinach. But I've been doing this for so long, I like the greens. And it's just an excuse for me to eat some good raw spinach. I cook spinach as well. But this is just a way for me to get in some good raw greens. When you clean out your blender too, always put it upside down to let the water drip out. I always do my Vitamix like that. This don't matter because this is rubber and the tamper is plastic. This is so pretty and green. So pretty. Let me get the light on it. See that? See that? All right, let's get into this Walking Dead episode because I am upset. Very unpopular opinion. And y'all know how I feel about Walking Dead. I'm going to stand on it. I'm going to stand on it. Let's get into this Walking Dead episode. Let me pull the microphone. I need y'all to hear me. I need y'all to hear me. I'm talking about hear ye, hear ye. Obviously, I feel some type of way. You know, I'm scared I'm going to get some green smoothie on my shirt. I could drink this with a straw because it's not loose by any means. It's just not as thick as I like my smoothies. Let me get a spoon and show y'all. Hold on. The texture of this smoothie. You see? How it's still not. Ooh. See, and that's why. Anyway, y'all. This was such a good episode of Walking Dead. Y'all told me. We was in Discord talking. We was talking and talking. Y'all was like, hey, 11:19, that's that one. 11:19, girl, wait till you watch 11:19. And I was scared because I'm like, no, what's gonna happen in 11:19? Y'all, I am so in love with the fact that they are making sure they are tying up loose ends as far as like our character arcs and stories and character development and just shit like that. They've started off every episode with Judith narrating, and it's always focused on the specific character. I know 17 was it Daryl? 17 was Daryl, I'm pretty sure. 19 was Eugene. But I'm trying to think, who was 18? It was somebody, but it shows multiple characters, but the narration in the beginning is always focused on one character and their growth and development. Like that Daryl was 17. I can't remember who was 18. And 19 was Eugene. And Judith was narrating, and I'm just like, oh, I ain't gonna never forget how Eugene was a bitch. Like, so many people have died because of Eugene. Like, Eugene was the biggest bitch of the apocalypse, period. No, I'm talking about not Deanna's sons. Nobody was a bigger, not Gabriel. Nobody was a bigger bitch than Eugene. Fight me in the comments. Nobody was a bigger bitch than Eugene. Obviously, he's evolved and he ain't that big of a bitch no more. He'll like actually fight and shit now. But that man right there, you could tell he completely changed his ways by the end of the episode. But we gonna get to that. Girl, oh, this smoothie is so good. I gotta remind myself to eat and talk at the same time. I don't want my smoothie to sit here and melt while I'm talking shit. So the episode started with, because the sneak peek, I was mad. The sneak peek in 11:18. So, do y'all remember in Walking Dead when it used to be like next week on The Walking Dead or whatever? I feel like it used to give you a warning before it played the sneak peek. Now it just fucking played the sneak peek, and I be mad because y'all know I do not watch sneak peeks. I like to go into the episode getting my real reaction, like really being surprised, really seeing shit for the first time. The only thing that I watch is a trailer for like a season, like shit like that. And those reaction videos are on YouTube. All my full uncut reactions are on my own website due to copyright, which we all of my entire content library, like my entire reaction content library, is on my website, and I'm always adding new things like Game of Thrones, Stranger Things, all different kind of movies I've been watching, just all kind of shit I can't even think of off the top of my head. My entire reaction content library is on my website. It's the section for if you just want the food content, if you just want the reaction videos, and it's another section if you just want both. So it's 3 different sections. I almost forgot. My salt-free all-purpose seasoning is also on talkingeattv.com. That's in the shop section, of course. Can't forget to plug that. Not the ginger jumping out the cabinet. No, we ain't gonna put that back. We're gonna leave that right here. I'm tripping. But yeah, so the sneak peek in 11-18 showed us that in 19 they was pulling our people out of their houses. I'm thinking they pulling them out the houses to execute them, bitch. I was sick. That's why I was like, no, Ezekiel, Rosita. We know what happened to Ezekiel and Rosita in the comics. Go on my YouTube channel and watch me read all 193 issues of the Walking Dead comics. Yes, I read all of them. The girl can read over here. It was crazy. I be trying not to spoil the comics for people, but they've been out for so long and people talk about it. But like, I know I'm the person that's like late to the party with stuff. Like, I don't like to bandwagon shit. So I like to like do shit on my own time. So I damn near made it through the comics spoiler free. So I don't be wanting to spoil the comics for people that's gonna read them, but go on my channel and watch me read the comics. So because of what happened to Rosita and Ezekiel in the comics, I be stressed out for them because they've made it through the show so far, and it's the end, and it ain't no way Walking Dead is going to end without giving us major deaths. So when they took Ezekiel and Rosita out of their house, I said, oh, y'all know it's the Walking Dead trauma. I'm just instantly going there like, oh, they about to kill Rosita. She got a whole baby. Not Ezekiel. We love Ezekiel. So I was upset. So they just brought them out of their house for questioning. Relax, Mashawn. They just brought them out of their house for questioning. Mercer literally the day before was telling Rosita if she ever need help getting out of the Commonwealth, he gonna help her. The very next day, he's questioning her as if he don't know her. I was like, damn, Mercer. Like, Mercer, he's so for doing the right thing. And even though Commonwealth is fucked up, he genuinely believes that there is not a better life out in the open than it is in the Commonwealth. That is the only reason Mercer is still at the Commonwealth. He genuinely believes that there is no better life for him outside of the Commonwealth. If y'all listen to him, y'all would know this. So that's the reason why he's still there. And now his sister done fucked around and stirred the pot. Well, she did more than stir the pot. She turned the flame all the way up and the shit is hitting the fan, literally. That's really what she did more than stir the pot. So because his sister is at risk, it's like, fuck Rosita and him. He don't give a fuck. He trying to save his sister. Completely understandable. I get it. But when Mercer was questioning Rosita, she was just like, so you don't know me, I don't know you. And when she was saying she didn't know where Eugene was at, because obviously they're looking for Eugene, I was like, she don't know where he at, because they hadn't showed us that she already knew where he's at. Like, so I didn't know that Rosita knew where Daryl was at. So in my reaction video, I'm like, no, nigga, she really don't know where Eugene at. Leave her alone. Y'all know I'm going to stick by Rosita's side. I'm like, no, you're not going to do her like that. She don't know where Eugene at. Leave her alone. Leave her alone. And she ain't had nothing to do with this shit anyway. Rosita literally wasn't even there. So she ain't got shit to do with it, but you know they had to ask her because he's her people. So I'm talking all that shit to Mercer in my reaction video. Then Rosita go to the fucking church and beat up with Daryl and Eugene. I'm like, oh, so she do know where he at. She lied very well. Lied very well. I'll give Rosita that. Look Mercer dead in his eye. And lied to him. This smoothie is good. A little date syrup would be good in here too if you want it to be sweeter. Or if you got a high power blender, the dates, you could blend some dates in here. Make sure you take the pit out and that little stemmy part that be on the top of the date too. Because I told y'all, I've ruined a couple of smoothies in my day. I've been making smoothies consistently for 7 years. I've ruined a few. Thinking I took the pit out of date and I didn't. And you'll hear it in your blender too. You turn that bitch on and they get that. You already done fucked up the smoothie. You can't fix it. Once you turn that bitch on, it's over. You ruined it. So yeah, they went back in there and I'm like, okay, so Daryl had Eugene in the church. I'm like, damn, don't nobody go in the church? Like that's literally the last place they would look because they was getting away with hiding Eugene. And the flashback that they did too was Daryl was the one that actually saved Eugene. So I'm like, okay, because Eugene and Max got separated in the crowd when everybody was running crazy, and Daryl grabbed Eugene's ass and hid him. If Daryl wouldn't have did that, I don't know what they'd be doing to Eugene right now because they would have ended up catching him before Max, but they ended up catching her ass anyway. So yeah, that shit was crazy. And Eugene was just in there talking about how he want his woman. And if y'all watch my podcast, what did I make? Was that the smoothie bowl? I think that was a smoothie bowl and the granola. And I was talking about how I was mad at Max and Eugene for making up that whole plan and not telling nobody. And that's the main thing that I'm going to talk about today. Obviously, I'm going to talk about the whole episode, but I don't give a fuck what nobody say. I am dying on this hill. Eugene is dumb in love, which we know Eugene is completely in his character to be dumb in love. And it's pissing me off at this point. Like, I want him to be in love. I want him to be happy. He can have his happily ever after. He can have his dream. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. But what you not gonna do is go along with your new bitch and risk everybody else's life. Like, I'd like, everybody is making excuses for Eugene. And even Daryl, like, Eugene was apologizing to Daryl. If y'all really watch Walking Dead and pay attention, y'all be trying to tell me shit, and 99% of the time, y'all ass be wrong. Like, do y'all really watch Walking Dead and pay attention? Because I make content about it, literally in one day, I will see the same episode 5 fucking times between watching it and editing and exporting footage. And then I watch Talking Dead on top of that. And then I'm even deeper into the community than that. So, like, I really be knowing what the fuck I'm talking about. This ain't Game of Thrones where I don't know what I'm talking about. This is Walking Dead. Y'all know this is my shit, okay? This is Walking Dead. It's Walking Dead and Stranger Things. But, like, Walking Dead, like, I know my shit. This is Walking Dead. So, please don't try to tell me shit about Walking Dead. Especially if it's, like, a fact. Not, like, about what character is better and it's an opinion, shit like that. No, I'm talking about facts. The fact is, Eugene is dumb in love. Max has been loyal to the Miltons for the past 10 years, over a decade, as Pamela said when she told Mercer, your sister has been loyal to me for over a decade. That girl ain't never had to survive out into the apocalypse because our people have come into the picture. She's had the opportunity to change that because she doesn't like the fact that she's been working for the Miltons all this time and she been knew they wasn't shit. So now that our people are around, she has the opportunity to change that. Okay, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. But why didn't you tell nobody your fucking plan? You didn't know what was going to happen when you played that tape, but you knew it wasn't going to be good. They were ready to kill Sebastian. They were hunting him. I'm talking about it might as well have been like an old movie, the town folk running around with pitchforks and torches. Like, they wanted Sebastian's head. So you knew it wasn't going to be good. You had something to go off of. You knew there was a lot of tension. Max came up with this plan. Eugene went along with it. They tag teamed it a day. They had the entire day, night. So by the time Pamela got off work, what they probably worked 9 to 5 or whatever, some shit like that. Pamela got off work and she recorded him. She had all fucking night, all that time till the next day, Founders Day. Her and you, well, and I'm not blaming Max necessarily for not telling our people because she don't even know our people. Like, honestly. Like, she really just met us. She spent most of her time with Eugene. But Eugene, you at least owe us that. You one of us, right? Like, you could have told anybody, Daryl or Carol. All you had to do was tell somebody. You had all fucking night to the next day to tell somebody. And even when everybody was there, before you press play, you still had up to that last second. Daryl was there. You could have, hey, I'm about to press play. You need to get the kids out of here. We don't know what's going to happen. I do not care what nobody say. That was extremely dumb and irresponsible of Eugene to not tell nobody. But now he want to apologize. He know he was wrong. And I know it probably never even crossed his mind to tell nobody. Because then this episode in 11:19, he apologized to Daryl that he should have told them what was going on. And Daryl didn't even care that he didn't tell him. Daryl is very forgiving at this point in his life. He's grown. Him and Carol, nobody have grown more than him and Carol. But he was like, that prick had it coming. So Daryl is not even mad at Eugene. It's literally just me. Why the fuck didn't you tell nobody? We got 7 kids we need to keep alive. 7. I bet you if he had a child, he would have thought of it differently. This is coming from the Eugene that helped us win all-out war. Eugene is not dumb. Eugene is not stupid. He's dumb, and he's literally blinded by love right now, and he acting like he ain't got no fucking sense, and it's just irritating me. All he had to do was tell somebody. It's not the fact that they made the tape and played the tape. That's good. Fuck Sebastian and fuck Lance. It's fuck everybody in the Commonwealth government. Fuck all them people. But all you had to do was tell our people. We got RJ, we got Judith, we got Gracie, Jerry, 3 kids. And ain't I missing a child? Judith, RJ, Gracie, Jerry's 3 kids. And Coco. We have 7 kids we need to keep alive. But all you only give a fuck about Stephanie. Ooh, child, I am so pissed off. Pissed off. And I'm pissed off because I care and I'm invested, obviously. If the show wasn't good, they wouldn't even be getting these emotions out of me. So, like, this is good. But I'm very much pissed at Eugene, and nobody is talking about it. I'm going to stand on my soapbox and say that Eugene should have told our people that they was about to play that tape, get the kids out of here. Do you really think that you was going to play that tape and we was just going to be scot-free? There were going to be 0 repercussions? And Max literally just stood there because she wanted to get Sebastian's reaction. She ain't no better, but I am so pissed off about that. I had to get that off my chest, and I will stand on that soapbox and probably bring it up 10 more times in this podcast. So we cut to Aaron, Elijah, Lydia, and Jerry because, you know, they on the way to check on Oceanside and see how they doing. It's pissing me off that they have not showed us Oceanside yet. I feel like they dragging it out because I'm scared. Did Lance really kill everybody at Oceanside? Y'all know I will die on this soapbox too, that Oceanside should have been the community that they always kept a secret. Alexandria, Hilltop, Oceanside, and like obviously Negan and them, but like, so, and Negan already knew about Oceanside too, so that should have always been our secret. Why did they tell the Commonwealth about Oceanside? If we ever needed to run away, we could have went to Oceanside. Like, that's so irritating. It just really bothers me that they told. It's the first time as soon as they did it, and they did it off rip. They didn't even do it later on. Off rip. These are our 3 communities. Like, no, it could have just been Alexandria and Hilltop. Keep Oceanside a secret. Like, damn, don't show them all your cards. Now, look what Lansden did. He gambling with their life. So, we still don't know if everybody in Oceanside is dead or alive. They ain't got no cell phones. They can't call, FaceTime. Can't email, text, nothing. So, I'm scared. They're on the way to Oceanside with these supplies. And it's a herd walking past because, of course, it's Walking Dead. You can't forget the walkers, right? And Aaron and Jerry was going back and forth trying to figure out if they wanted to sit down and, like, wait it out. And then Aaron, for some reason, I don't know what's going on with Aaron, he had the idea to take the horse and buggy through the woods. And they were like, do you think we'll make it? And I'm screaming at my laptop, like, why would you do that? Through the woods? It's not a road. It's not paved. No, don't do it. Just wait on the walkers to go past or something. But, you know, Aaron on the fucking move. Aaron is not trying to waste a second. Aaron is trying to get to Oceanside. And they ended up hurting Jerry with the goddamn cart when they got stuck. I knew they was finna do that. I literally saw it coming. And I'm like, the biggest man is hurt. We can't just throw Jerry over our shoulder and carry him to Oceanside. So that little community where the variant walkers like to hang out, which they're not variants. Well, there are variants because there's different types of walkers, but they're not new, which I had to tell y'all in my 11C trailer reaction, them walkers is not new. Clearly, y'all do not watch, listen, and pay attention to Walking Dead if you think that that's something new. Morgan's wife, the walker at the department store. Come on, we've been doing this since season 1. Like, catch up. Do y'all not watch Walking Dead for real? Come on. You skipped the best part. There's new walkers. There's not new walkers. That happened in literally the first episodes of the show over 10 years ago. Stop it. You must be new here. So, that's not an opinion, that's fact. We can argue Walking Dead opinions all day. Who the best character, who fought is this, who did that, but we're not going to argue facts. So, that shit was crazy. And whenever they introduce a new community, like, I know obviously our people haven't explored the entire United States of America, but every time they be on a road, on the way somewhere, I'd be like, how have we not seen this community before? Like, I'd be genuinely confused. Like, which they're going to Oceanside from the Commonwealth. So obviously we've never made that specific trip before, like over the years how we have done between the other communities. But I'm always curious, like, how have we not seen this community before? Like, where did this community come from? And the community looks very clean. I didn't see a lot of broken windows. It didn't look run down. It literally just looked abandoned. It wasn't a bunch of dead bodies laying around, guns, weapons, bullet shells, casings. It looked like it was just abandoned. And that's why I agree with Jerry. When Jerry was like, Kingdom 2.0, I was like, I could fuck with it. Kingdom 2.0. And I'm like, let's keep that community a secret just in case the Commonwealth don't know about it. Because we might need to run our ass over there. Because Hilltop is burning shit. Alexandria is hanging on by a thread. But at the end of the day, we need somewhere that the Commonwealth don't know about. So yeah, that shit was crazy. We cut to Pam and Sebastian. And she's just grieving. She lost her last child. I'm not mad at it. But what I am mad at is that now all of a sudden she want to have a conversation with him that she should have had 10 years ago. Or however long it's been since her other son died. So she was just talking to Sebastian, you know, wiping the blood off of his face, just mourning her child, mourning him. And she was saying, you know, you always said that I chose this place over you. And she was just talking, and she was saying how, like, and remember, like, she was saying, like, she knew who Sebastian was. She wasn't ignorant to the fact that he was running a fucking muck. She just did nothing about it. And she would say, like, she tried, but, like, and I'm like, girl, you had all this time. You're not out in the woods surviving. You have no fucking excuse for you to be letting your son run amok like that. It was just never on your priority list. And now that he's dead, that's why you feel so bad. Because you let him act a fucking fool. At the very end, she had just finally cut him off and he couldn't get no money. And that's why he was sending people on that wild goose chase for that money. So literally, he was just getting away, like, just getting away with murder, all of these, literal murder, getting away with murder all these years. She let him treat people any kind of way, talk to people any kind of way, do whatever the fuck he want to do, and now he dead, she feel bad about it. I'm like, girl, you let that man do whatever the fuck he want to do. I don't have no sympathy. Like, I get it, that's her child and she's grieving him, but I have no sympathy for her. Because you are literally not even the best governor. You're maintaining the old world that's dead and gone. You don't even believe in equality, bitch. So you handpicked the lottery things. The lottery is not even fair. Like, we could go on and on about the Miltons and how they don't even believe in equality. So, bitch, I don't even feel bad for you as a person. And then you let your son be the biggest asshole that we've seen in a minute. Ooh. So I had absolutely positively no sympathy for her. And she gonna have the nerve to say, we need an example. We need an example. And Mercer was just sitting there like, straight face. And I know Mercer is just thinking, please don't be my sister. 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 This glass jar cold. Then it cut to Princess and Mercer. Now, I've been waiting on this interaction because, you know, Princess do not believe in all this bullshit the Commonwealth got going on, child. And, hold on, what is this cord doing? Hold on, this damn cord. And Princess was at, I don't want to say jail, but the office, wherever the Commonwealth soldiers and Mercer was at. And she was like, and she was talking about how they questioned her in that room that smelled like armpits and ass or whatever she said. I love Princess. That was so funny. He's like, I can't be seen treating you any different. And she was like, oh, okay. And Princess had already started in that moment letting him know that she do not agree with that shit. And she is not going for it. This is not okay. I am not accepting it. Like, that was the definition of this what we not finna do. Princess, this whole episode, that was the definition of her. This what we not finna do. That was the translation, black people. Because literally, that was Princess the whole episode. This what we not finna do. And I love it here. I love Princess. Paola literally made me cry this episode. We're going to get into that part too. But I literally cried. That last conversation Princess and Mercer had when she was leaving, I was like, Princess. Because then I read the comics too. So like they pulled that straight out of comics. Oh, it was great. We get back to Aaron and Lydia and them. Now, I was already talking about like, oh, so wait, Elijah and Lydia go together because they be flirting, laughing, kikiing, all in each other's face. I'm like, okay. I didn't know they had never kissed. So when Elijah tried to kiss her and she like backed away and stopped, it was super awkward. I was literally suffering from secondhand embarrassment, like I was there. I felt so bad for that boy. They both deserve to be happy at the end of the day. And Aaron took that moment to give her some life advice and some perspective. And, you know, Aaron don't talk about Eric that much. So when he was talking about Eric, it just took me right back to season 5, 6. I was like, Eric. Aaron and Eric were truly in love. And it was nice. Like I said, they're ending the show. Angela Kang and them is making sure they tying up all loose ends. And I thoroughly enjoyed it because you know what Abraham said, loose ends make my ass itch. They are making sure to make us feel complete in as much as possible in ending this show. And Aaron talked about when him and Eric met. So come to find out, Aaron and Eric met in D.C. I'm assuming it was at Alexandria. So Eric asked Aaron out, and Aaron kept saying no for at least 6 months. It was 6 months. And then something else. And then after that, and they had an instant connection when they met. I was like, damn, Aaron, you was playing hard to get. Like, why you tell him no for so long? So when he said, so like, I always be confused when white people say, he asked me out. Because when white people say he asked me out, that could mean a couple of different things. That could mean they asked you on a date or they asked you to be their boyfriend, girlfriend. So when he said Eric asked me out, I didn't know if he was asking him to go together or to go on a date. So that was unclear to me. So somebody please comment below what it was. Like, so I think he was talking about a date maybe. I don't know. But after that, they was inseparable. And he was saying how he would give anything to have one more date with him. And he was just telling Lydia, like, basically, life is short, to sum it up. That was really nice for somebody to be able to give her some perspective and some life advice. Because she really did love Henry. Poor, sweet, stupid Henry, too naive for this world. Bless his heart, Henry. It's crazy to me how they always bring up Henry consistently. I understand that it's newer and it's fresher, and it affected Carol, Ezekiel, and Lydia, 3 of the main characters in the show right now. But I just be mad, like, why y'all don't bring up Carl? Like, I'm that person. I'll be like, so fuck Carl, right? Like, I know the new people don't know Carl, so that's, like, probably the main reason why, like, only the OGs know Carl, and I just be like, y'all don't never bring up Carl. But they did make a nod to Carl and Invincible with the comics in RJ in 11/18, which I thoroughly enjoyed that. Or was that 11/17? It was one of these. I thoroughly enjoyed that. I actually have that exact comic book copy of Invincible. Where is it? Matter of fact, this is a podcast about Walking Dead, right? Let me get it. I literally have that exact copy, this exact issue of Invincible that Carl was reading in the woods with Enid, brand new in the plastic, never been opened. I'm gonna read all of Invincible. I've been told y'all that. After I had read all the Walking Dead comics, remember I told y'all I'm gonna read all of Invincible. But I'm gonna get the compendiums, like how I read the Walking Dead compendiums. But yeah, that was a cute little Easter egg to Carl and Invincible when RJ was reading this exact issue of Invincible. Robert Kirkman does great work. I will give him that, because Walking Dead alone, his legacy will live on forever. We know that. But Invincible is great. Oh, all of my Invincible reactions is on my website too. That's another thing. So we cut back to the Commonwealth, and Rosita is out there with the Commonwealth soldiers looking for Max, but like she was looking for Max to hide her too. Like she was literally, because she told Eugene, because Eugene was ready to go. He ready to go look for his woman. This ain't bitch ass Eugene that we met in season 5. Eugene was ready to go out there and look for his woman. He ain't give a fuck if he died. Just how he's being reckless with everybody else's life right now as far as going through with that plan. He don't give a fuck about him dying. You know, he got his courage right now. And he was gonna go look for his woman, and Rosita was like, I'll do it. So Rosita out there with the Commonwealth soldiers, and Max just so happened to run into Rosita, and Rosita was like, get back, because she was with the Commonwealth soldiers. And Max would have made it away. She would have been able to sneak away, but because it was Commonwealth soldiers coming from the other side, they got her ass, and she got captured. So obviously Mercer talking to her, that's her big brother. He not trying to hear none of that bullshit she talking. He not trying to hear none of that. He like, girl, you finna sign this paper. You my sister. I gotta keep you alive. Fuck all this other shit. I need to keep you alive. Like, that's what he on. He trying to keep his sister alive. So she was reading the shit that he had wrote out, like basically an excuse as to why she did what she did. And it was gonna give the Pamela exactly what she wanted. And it was saying something like, what was it saying? It was saying something like, I've been depressed for the past couple of months. I ain't been taking my medication, and I manipulated the Sebastian, the tape with Sebastian, his words, and some old other shit, and how sorry she is, and all this other stuff. And she was like, these ain't my words. And he was like, they need to be. So they was going back and forth. And Max did not change her mind. Like, she's standing 10 toes on what the fuck she did. She did, like, I said what I said. I did what I did. I meant what I meant. Fuck the Miltons. Like, she is standing on it. Love that for her. She's standing on it. Like, she meant that shit. And she basically told Mercer that Dad will be very disappointed in you. He did not raise us like this. So she put something on his mind, too. That was crazy. That was a very good scene. The acting in the entire show of The Walking Dead is insane. From season 1 to 11, the acting is One thing they know how to do is cast, okay? Insane. We ain't gonna speak on the other shows. We're gonna talk about the Mother show, Walking Dead, the Mother. They know how to cast. The acting has never let me down on this entire show. Never has let me down ever. Great. Every time I see Michael James Shaw on camera, I just think about how I met him at Fandemic Dead in Atlanta and how I need to get that vlog together because I met him. I met my auntie Carol. That was my first time meeting Melissa. Y'all know I love Carol. That's my auntie. I can't wait to have a podcast set up and like my picture frames of me with like my people. I want a very luxurious setup. I'm talking about the velvet chairs with the gold feet, everything. And then in the kitchen setup, somewhere I want to have my culinary degree on the wall. Like I need a good setup. We're going to get there, y'all. We're going to get there. I'm going to see, because I have a videographer, but I can't start yet. I'm getting my shit together first. And I'm going to see if I could film at his house or film at somebody else's house to see, like, however it would be easy. So, like, y'all days seeing this kitchen is numbered. Like, I'm moving around. I'm figuring shit out. But I started because you just have to start. You can't put shit off in life until you think everything is going to be perfect. Shout out to y'all. Y'all was watching me when I was in the house with the fucked up blinds in the back. Y'all know. Y'all remember. The next part of the episode, which was top 5, maybe even top 3, might be the number 1 top. Negan is definitely in the top 5 for some of these moments, but this moment, I don't know if everybody thought this was funny or if it was just me. Top 3, maybe top 1, maybe, definitely top 5. Top 5 funniest moments in Walking Dead history. Daryl squaring up with Eugene. Eugene squaring up with Daryl. See, I done said it backwards. Top 5 moments. Top 5 funniest moments. This is not rehearsed, y'all. I don't have no script, none of that. You know, we just talk. And we do it all one take. Ain't no redoing shit. Top 5 funniest moments in Walking Dead history. Eugene squaring up on Daryl. I'm talking about Eugene that didn't even kill walkers. Eugene that would squirm and cry at the sight of walkers. This Eugene squared up with Daryl like he was finna fight that man because Daryl didn't want him to leave to go look for Stephanie because he don't want Eugene to die. Daryl was like, it's best you step aside. And then he said something else after that. And I was like, Eugene, we is not finna do this. He put his fist up. Wait, I can't say it without laughing. Y'all, in my reaction video, I was literally screaming. I hope y'all don't be listening to me with headphones on from my reaction videos. I really hope y'all don't, because y'all know I be loud as fuck. Eugene squared up with Daryl over this bitch. He don't even know that Max was captured, but he knew Rosita was out there looking for her. Like, that was not enough. Like, he himself needed to be out there looking for his woman. He don't give a fuck if he get killed doing it. He finna go look for his woman. Okay. But it's the fact that he even fixed his face to do some shit like that. And Daryl looked at him like, he literally looked at him like, Sir, you know I'm not, like, Daryl looked at him like, nigga, for real? Nigga, please. Nigga, for real? Nigga, please. I can't take you serious. Eugene, I'm not scared of you. Are we really doing this right now? Like, I could give you 10 different ways to describe how Daryl was looking at him. Like, that smirk on Daryl's face made it even funnier. And, like, I don't think we've ever seen Eugene, like, really put his fist up for real. Like, he was finna fist fight somebody. Like, we know he fighting stuff now. Like, we've seen him kill walkers and do shit. But he put his fist up like he was finna fight Daryl to get through so he could leave and go look for his woman. That was the funniest shit I have seen in a very long time in Walking Dead. That was hilarious. Hilarious. And also my reaction video is already on my website before this podcast come out. Go watch it. It's, y'all, I literally screamed. This shit was so funny to me. Like that is nothing that I ever could have seen coming. Like, anything Eugene has done up to this point, I could see it coming. It wasn't like, I can't believe he did that. But when he squared up with Daryl, that was I can't believe he did that moment. That shit was so funny. I could not take him serious. If he would have actually hit Daryl, then that would have been the ultimate I can't believe he did that. But just the fact that he put his fist up like he was finna fight Daryl. I'm talking about squared up with him, y'all. Got his feet positioned and everything. And Daryl just looked at him like, gave him the sad face smirk. Oh, that shit was so funny. And he was like, you ain't gonna let me back. And Daryl was just like, well, at this point, I don't give a fuck. You don't care about you dying, so you a grown ass man. I'm gonna just let you do it. I'm gonna let it do what it do. So, Eugene ended up sitting back down, sitting his ass the fuck down, cause Daryl looked at him like, I'm talking about, y'all, that shot of Norman's face, I like need to save that picture somewhere. That shit was so funny. So Eugene ended up sitting his ass the fuck down like he should have, cause bro, you need to chill. Like, you are losing your mind over this girl. I understand that this is your soulmate. This is the love of your life. Like, y'all really ain't never clicked with nobody like how y'all clicked with each other. Shit is crazy. I get it. I understand. But he is not playing about Stephanie. Like, this is not a game. He will go to the ends of the earth for this girl. Like, I need y'all to understand that. Like, it's not a game. So that shit was crazy. Whew. Then we get to Ezekiel and Princess, which when Angela Kang was talking and she said something about Princess and Ezekiel's relationship is almost parental. And I'm like, I could see that. I really like Princess and Ezekiel's relationship. And it's just the fact that he's King Ezekiel and she's Princess. Like, if she would have got to live at the kingdom, like, oh my God, she would have had so much fun at the kingdom. Like, she already loves being with our people now, and we're not necessarily in a perfect living situation. Like, just imagine her being able to be at the kingdom. Like, oh my God, that would have been so good for Princess. And I'm also still mad that they don't know that she don't know that Ezekiel is king. Nobody has brought it up. Like, hello, like, we need that for the culture. The Walking Dead culture, we need that. So Ezekiel and Princess was talking. And Ezekiel, like, I knew Ezekiel wasn't going to change his stance and that he's not leaving the Commonwealth. Ezekiel truly sees this as his second chance at a kingdom in just helping people. Ezekiel has an entire underground medical clinic, like, literally. So shout out to Ezekiel. He's been in the Commonwealth doing a lot of good, and that's just completely in his character. Like, that's Ezekiel. Nothing about that is surprising. Love that for him. You know, we love Ezekiel over here. And Princess was down there with him, and they was talking, and, you know, she was kind of hurt that he wouldn't leave, but she was just like, damn. And he said he'll support whatever decision she make. And I just really like Princess and Ezekiel from just the moment that they met. Like, I just knew it was going to be good. And, you know, Princess felt it too, because remember when they was in the train car, when they was captured by the Commonwealth soldier, she was seeing Ezekiel and he wasn't even there. And they had really just met at that point. So Ezekiel and Princess, I really love them. I really, really, really do love Princess and Ezekiel's relationship. It is so precious to me in this Walking Dead universe. And I'm going to need for both of them to stay alive. The people that I really don't want to die, obviously none of the kids. I don't want any of the kids to die. But Carol and Daryl are in my top 5 Walking Dead characters of all time. And they're going to outlive the show, that is guaranteed. So out of all of my top 5 Walking Dead characters, only Glenn is dead. So honestly, making it out of Walking Dead, making it out of my Walking Dead, well, my Walking Dead journey ain't gonna never really end until I die when I'm an old ass lady. But my top 5 is Michonne, Glenn, Rick, Carol, Daryl. So Michonne is alive and gone. Rick is alive and gone. Daryl and Carol is going to be both alive and gone. And Glenn is dead. So making it out of the main show, Walking Dead, with only one of my top 5 dead. I have other favorites that I'm like, we're not going to even talk about Herschel and Carl, because that's still Herschel, Carl, and Sasha are my like top 10 is Carol, Daryl, Rick, Michonne, Glenn, Sasha, Carl, Herschel. Top 8, period. Are those all the figurines I got? Yeah, everybody that I have a Walking Dead figurine of, those are my top 8, just period. Really, they're all together. But, you know, whenever people ask questions, what's your top 5 foods? What's your top 5 anything in life? It's going to be Rick, Michonne, Glenn, Carol, and Daryl. I don't care what nobody say. Glenn is the only one dead. So that's not too bad out of my top 5. But if we're going to talk about my top 8, then half of them are dead. Because Sasha, Glenn, Carl, and Herschel. So half. So if you think of it that way, half of my all-time favorite characters are dead. So my feelings are very much hurt in Walking Dead. And then I even have favorite people outside of my top 8. But like, if I had to die on a hill about a specific 8 characters, it's gonna be Rick, Glenn, Michonne, Carol, Daryl, Carl, Sasha, and Herschel. That's 8. 4 of them are dead, and 4 are alive. But only 2 are on the main show. So that's another reason why I be grieving. Because, like, even though half of my favorite characters are dead, half of the half is gone. You know, we've all had it rough. There's lots of Walking Dead trauma. So the Princess and Ezekiel thing, I really, really, really love their relationship. And it cuts back to, well, it cuts to Lance. I think this was our first time after that point seeing Lance in this episode. And seeing Lance, now they've moved Lance to a new cell. Very big. It's a big cell. And I was wondering how he got there. Because I'm like, okay, so his people did what they did. They didn't break him out. But, so like, what happened with them? Y'all, kind of find out, Pamela found out. I don't know how she found out, but Pamela found out about Lance's 2 lackeys, Fake Stephanie and whatever that bald-head ass man name is. We don't know his name. We only know Fake Stephanie. And they've said Fake Stephanie real name. I want to say it start with a J, but her name is Fake Stephanie, and that's just what I'm going to call her. Been calling that from jump, and I'm going to continue to call her Fake Stephanie. So we ain't seen that man or Fake Stephanie since the shit they did at the Founders Day. So Pamela come in there, and I still don't know how to feel about Pamela and Lance's relationship, because it's weird. Like, the energy is so weird. It's like, she worked for you. She don't give that much of a fuck if you alive or not. And now she found out that you're the reason her son is dead. So she really don't give a fuck what happens to you. But she's going to make sure she uses you to her benefit, whether you live or not. And the way Pamela be rubbing her hands on his face and through his hair, I just be like, what is this energy? Whatever the fuck it is, it's just weird. Like, Lance be like, I'll be like, bro, why the fuck are you breathing like that, y'all? Like, I don't know if it's sexual to him, but like, or like we know Lance is a gambler and he gets off on that. But like, when she run her fingers through his hair and touch his forehead and shit, he be like, why is nobody talking about that? That shit is so weird to me. Then it really threw me off, because, you know, she talking to him, and when she told him, you killed my son, he was like, and then when she told him, like, bitch, I know what you did, he admitted to it. Because, I mean, Lance, you're caught. You're in jail. Like, you can't hide anymore. He was like, yeah, I admitted I took a gamble, but I didn't mean to do that. And I always stood by Sebastian, even though we had our differences. And he just, diarrhea of the mouth. He just talking. And she started gambling with his life, which, you know, he loves a good gamble. And it was crazy to me. So she knew about his coin. And it was just weird. When she stuck her hand in his pocket, I literally was like, in my reaction video, I was like, excuse me? when she stuck her hand in his front pants pocket, it looked like she put her hand in the front of his pants and was rubbing on his dick. And I was like, like, I'm just like, I was ready to turn my head if it was about to get weird. I was ready to turn my head. But no, she had her hand in his front pants pocket and pulled out his coin. And when she put, that was another thing with him breathing like that. When she put her hand in his front pants pocket, he was like, I'm like, bro, what the fuck is going on right now? It was so weird. So she took his coin. She tossed him back and forth. You live or you die. Pick a coin, basically. I mean, pick a side, whatever. She flipping the coin back and forth. You live or you die. And she held out her hands so he could guess which hand the coin was in. He guessed right. He was like, that was the biggest exhale I've ever seen Lance make. He exhaled so hard. So he's not dying in this moment. They keep teasing me that Lance is going to die. I want him to die so bad, but I know they're not going to let us off that easy. And because of the sneak peek that they automatically started to play after 11:19 ended, I at least know he's not going to die in the beginning of 11:20. So I just don't want him to get, as long as he don't get no more our people killed, I don't give a fuck when he die. Long as he don't get none of our people killed, I don't give a fuck when he die, but he better die before the show ends. So, she did that back and forth or whatever. He guessed that the coin was in the right hand, so he doesn't get to die today, unfortunately. But at least we're gonna get to use him in the next episode, but we ain't gonna get into that. I literally saw like the first 10 seconds of the sneak peek, not even, cause like that's what I was saying. Like, do y'all remember when Walking Dead used to be like next week on The Walking Dead or like whatever? Like it used to give you a second before they played the sneak peek for next week. Now they just automatically playing the shit. The episode ended, it just started playing. I'm like, bitch, wait, stop. So I heard Carol say, "Where are our people?" So I know Carol got Lance to like, bitch, what's up? Love my auntie. You know, we stand Carol over here. Carol is top tier. So Lance is still alive, boo, but at least we're going to get to use him, so yay. And Pamela was like you said. He didn't say he's in debt to them, but he said, I'm trying to think of his exact words. Basically, he works for them forever. But it was the way he said it. I can't think of the exact words right now. But she was like you said, you work for the Miltons. That's not the exact words, but y'all know what I'm trying to say. If you watch the episode, obviously you know. She was like, feed my son, Lance. He was like, what? But that was a mic drop. If Pam ever did a mic drop, it was at the end of 11:19. After she told him all of that shit, they had their conversation. They brought in the bald man that worked for him, threw his ass on the ground, brought in Sebastian. He looked at Sebastian because obviously he knew Sebastian was dead, but he didn't get to see Walker Sebastian. Like, nobody knows that Sebastian was not put down at this point other than her and the Commonwealth soldiers that are working closely with her. So they brought in Sebastian. Lance was like, because obviously he didn't know Sebastian was a walker. And they threw the machete on the ground. I was like, no, don't give him no machete. But she wants Lance to suffer, which is good. I can support that. She basically wants him to suffer. Like, you're not getting off that easy. Like, he was already captured, and even with him being captured, he was still able to get her son killed, even though it was unintentional. Like, if you go turning people into walkers on purpose, clearly you don't give a fuck about who gets bit. You don't give a fuck about who gets bit. You did it during Founders Day when most of the people in the Commonwealth would be in one area. You didn't care who got bit. So that shit was crazy. The last person he needed to get bit is who he got bit. Feed my son, Lance. I mean, that was just a mic drop and left his ass in there. He was just looking because he thought he was maybe going to be able to get out of cuffs, maybe be able to figure out some shit to try to get himself out. Like, no, like, as far as Pam is concerned, he is not leaving that cell. And Lance been locked up to the point where I'm like, okay, so like, is he pissing and shitting on himself? Because like his hands are still behind his back, tagged, cuffed, chained, whatever they are. Is he pissing and shitting on himself? Is he going to the bathroom? That's what I be wanting to know, y'all. Y'all know I always be asking that. So I don't know. But they moved his cell. So they don't have fake Stephanie. But do they know about fake Stephanie? Because when she said your people did kill the workers and turn them into walkers or whatever, I want to say she said it to the way it was plural, as in he had people working for him. But I don't know. Fake Stephanie is definitely going to make another appearance soon. I don't think they just going to not show her ever again at this point in the show. You know, if this was a few seasons ago, we wouldn't be surprised to not see this bitch for 3 seasons. But since it's the end of the show, I'm thinking maybe we'll get to see Fake Stephanie again. Because we can't just end on it like that with her. Like, nah, she need to get hers too. We need to get her off the streets. It is not safe out here. Then we get to that Princess and Mercer moment out the comics. Some of it was panel from panel, straight from the comics. Y'all, they could not have picked a better person to be Princess. Like, it is so crazy. They could have not picked a better person to play Princess. Paola is just like, she is Princess. Like, it's just it. She is Princess. It's crazy. That was my, you know, like damn near every Walking Dead episode, it's like the verge of tears, or like my eyes is watering real bad because I'm crying. Like, I damn near had one of those every episode. Because one thing about me, I'm going to cry for Walking Dead. We know that. In this episode, when Mercer and Princess had that moment at the end of the episode, that touched my heart. It was so tender. It was, she wasn't even attacking him when she said it. She was basically just letting him know, this is why I am this way. So basically, obviously y'all have seen the episode by now. I hope so. Princess was leaving. She already stated her case to everybody, like trying to see who all wanted to leave too. Princess is leaving the Commonwealth regardless. We know that. And Princess literally had on her fluffy jacket, looking cute as fuck, had her bag, and she was leaving. Mercer caught Princess on the way out, telling her, can I talk to you for a minute? I'm like, damn, sir, she trying to get out of here right now. I knew the conversation was going to be good, but I did not know it was going to give me the comic book moment. She sat there and told Mercer, I'm not going to even get into it because I'm finna start crying thinking about it. She gave Mercer her background. And this is why this is the way she is. And Mercer was just sitting there, just fully taking everything in, not saying a word, not breaking eye contact, looking her dead in her face, listening to everything she is saying. And even in the end, when she was leaving, she was like, I know that you're not a monster, basically. And Mercer was like, I'm talking about, Mercer was literally finna cry. If he felt like, you know, he got to be the big tough guy, but Mercer was finna cry tears off that Princess story. So I know he not gonna bother Princess no more after hearing that story. She was like, if I stay here, I am my mom. I would be my mom, and I am not my mom. Child, Princess got to telling that story about how they used to throw in like, we had already kind of got some of it when they got captured by the Commonwealth, and her PTSD was just, I mean, she was being triggered so bad. They was beating her, taking turns beating her, throwing her in closets, chaining her up. She had pissing and shitting on herself. Oh, it was so bad. Y'all, I felt so bad for Princess, but I just love her because she chooses to be herself regardless. She still loves people. She's still open to people. She still gives people chances. Usually, a lot of the times when people are like that, people are not open and sweet and still true to themselves. But Purser, oh my God, that's a cute ship name. Even though I just tried to say Princess and I said Mercer by accident. That was a good ship name. I've never thought about what their ship name should be. Purser, Mincess. Nah, Mincess sound nasty as Purser. But yeah, y'all, that was the I'm crying moment of the episode, and we get one of those at least every episode. That's another big moment that everybody need to be talking about. After that, we get back to Aaron and them with these motherfucking quote-unquote variant walkers. But it's crazy to actually see it at this point in the show, because that hasn't been explored since season 1. So either a lot of people don't know, didn't pay attention, or forget. So when Aaron and Lydia was sitting there, and Lydia was paranoid, like she just kept looking around, like she just knew they were not alone. She knew they was not by themselves. And Aaron was like, we triple checked everything, like nobody's here. And Lydia just kept looking like, nah. She wouldn't relax, like she just knew they wasn't alone. And the whole time I'm screaming, and I'm like, she was raised outside with walkers. Her walker senses are tingling. Trust her, Aaron. I'm literally screaming at my laptop. And then they hear a noise, and then they're like, okay. So that's when they got up and went over there. Girl, it's a motherfucking herd coming in from 2 different ways. It looked like it was maybe, because they kind of showed at the end after they killed them all, it maybe was 100 walkers, something like that. It wasn't the ones that we didn't had that was thousands, because, you know, we didn't seen some herds in our day. But I was like, Aaron, you need to trust this girl. Like, she can't rest for a reason. You have to remember, she was raised outside with walkers. Her walker senses are tingling. Like, she knew something wasn't right, and that's why she couldn't relax. Aaron was trying to, you know, just reassure her, but after they heard that noise, then they knew that was it. I was scared that Aaron was gonna die, Jerry was gonna die. I ain't know. I was like, if I gotta choose between Lydia and Elijah or Aaron and Jerry, I'm gonna pick Aaron and Jerry every time. I'm not sorry at all. So they end up getting in this building, and Aaron had sent Elijah and Lydia up to get on top of the roof. Him and Jerry was still down there, and this thing was blocking all the walkers, you know, reaching over trying to grab them and shit. And then Aaron and Jerry sitting there, the motherfucking doorknob start twisting. You could tell it wasn't an alive person to just, because if it was an alive person, they would have just twisted the doorknob and opened the door. One regular twist. But because it was a walker, you know, they was shaky with the way they was twisting it. It wasn't no good regular twist of a doorknob. Jerry was looking at that doorknob like, literally, like, Jerry was looking at that doorknob. And the walker started to come in after they opened that door. Jerry threw himself on that door so fast to try to hold it up. Aaron ended up sending Jerry, because, you know, Jerry's leg is messed up right now, his knee and stuff. And Jerry made it up to the roof while Aaron was holding the door. He sent Jerry up there first. So he sent Jerry up there, and Aaron holding the door for the walkers, trying to get them off the door or whatever. And so Jerry is up there, and I can't remember if Aaron went up there right after Jerry or he went up there. It had to be the same time, yeah. So he sent Jerry up there first, and then he get up there. And, you know, Jerry's sitting there linked up against the wall or whatever, and breathing hard as fuck. You know, it's a lot going on. Adrenaline is running. Like, we just got surrounded by 100 walkers in the middle of the night, and we got a horse and buggy that we need to get to Oceanside. Hopefully they don't eat the horse. Thankfully they didn't eat the horse. I don't know where the horses was at. And Jerry's leg is hurt, and I'm screaming like, Jerry got a wife and 3 kids to go home to. What we not about to do is kill him. Y'all better quit. Jerry is too good for this world. Y'all not finna kill him. So Jerry's sitting there linked up against the wall, and coming from his left is the motherfucking walker, the one that opened the door, which was one of the first ones to come in. Y'all, that walker climbed his ass up there. But I understand it's a lot of noise going around because y'all are surrounded by, it looked like maybe 100 walkers. It might not have even been 100, but I'm just guessing 100 because we didn't get to see every individual one. Y'all are surrounded by 100 walkers. So I know you hearing a lot of noise, just a lot of and them reaching, trying to grab and clawing on the building and just making all kind of noise and shit. So I know it's a lot of noise around you. But when that walker climbed up there and was walking towards Jerry, I'm like, Jerry, so you don't hear that walker? Like right there in your ear, real close, like, how you don't hear that? That walker reached down and picked up that motherfucking rock. Aaron had to come in and bitch smack him with the metal arm. then start beating his ass with his real hand. I'm like, wait, Aaron, keep using your metal hand. Don't fuck up your real hand. Slap the shit out of him with the metal hand, beating the shit out of him with his real hand, and then peeled his face off to make sure it wasn't a whisperer, because Aaron thought it was whisperers all this time. Once he saw that doorknob twist, he was for real like, oh, hell no. He thought it was whisperers, so he peeled the face off just to make sure. And when he saw that it was a walker, that fucked him and Jerry up. Fucked them up. He ended up killing the walker or whatever. But I'm happy Aaron came in and saved the day, because I was stressed out. I'm like, Jerry, how you don't hear that walker right near your ear? So something that, obviously they showed the walkers with their hands over the gate wall or fence or whatever when they was climbing it anyway. But we have not seen that literally since season 1. Morgan's wife went up the stairs to the house that they was in, looked through the peephole, twisted the doorknob, the whole 9 yards. And then the walker in the department store had the rock and was trying to break the glass. That one walker that we just saw in 1119 did both of those things. So that was crazy. And yeah, that fucked up Aaron and Jerry, because they thought it was whispers. And I'm happy that there are no more whispers. Like, we had our last little surprise at Hilltop with the whispers. I don't think we're going to get no more whispers. I think we really done with them. And they was just talking. And they was like talking about how they had like heard stories of walkers like that, but they never knew if they was true or not. And Aaron was saying how, like, you know, we know some come back to places they remember and like kind of hang out in the same area. Because he was talking about how you got the lurkers, the wanderers. What was the other word he said? It was 2 words he said. The roamers, which are the ones that always be the fucking herd, because they just don't know where the fuck they be going. They just be acting like they migrating. They just be walking just to be walking. So those are not roamers. Them walkers is not that. So that one walker did 2 things that we have not seen since season 1. That's just crazy. And that was from 2 different walkers. That one walker did both of those things. So y'all, that shit was crazy. That was crazy. So I'm happy that Aaron and Jerry have that information, because they're going to make sure that they tell everybody else, hey, it's these walkers out here. You can't let your guard down with walkers no more. These motherfuckers climb fences, pick up tools, open doors. So I'm happy I'm happy Jerry and Aaron have that information, because I know they're going to make sure they tell everybody what's going on. So then we get to, what was after that? Oh yeah, when they were leaving the community that next morning, after they killed all the walkers, obviously, Aaron was talking about, because you know how Aaron was like, Kingdom 2.0? And Jerry was like, yeah, Ezekiel could be king again. And Aaron was like, what about King Jerry? Like, he was talking about how that sound good. And I'm like, yeah. And Jerry said, Queen Nabila. I said, oh, y'all, tell me Queen Nabila don't sound good. Queen Nabila, stop it. That sounds so good. I'm all for King Jerry. That would literally, like, y'all think Ezekiel was happy-go-lucky? Jerry is that even more than Ezekiel. Do you know how happy that community would be? How fair that community would be? I would love to live where King Jerry is on point. I mean, it don't get no happier than Jerry in a post-apocalyptic world. Y'all better leave his kids and his wife alone. I know that, because we see Jerry get savage. We've seen it. Imagine if they did something to his wife and kids. That'll unlock a level of savage we ain't never seen in Jerry. So we skip to Rosita and Eugene. Now, you know, Eugene is in love with Rosita and loves her as a family member. Like, he just loves Rosita just as a person, period. Like, he loves her. He loves everything about her. He loved Rosita. We all know that. He was the weird fuck that used to watch her have sex with Abraham. Like, Eugene always been irritating, but we know he loved Rosita. He respect Rosita. And when Rosita came back and was saying how Stephanie is, not Stephanie, well, she pretended that her name was Stephanie. When she came back and told him and Daryl that Max was captured, Eugene was already ready to leave to go look for his woman. At that point, he was already gonna do it, but because remember, like, he sat down when Daryl looked at him like, boy, ain't nobody scared of you, ain't nobody gonna play with you. He sat down. He didn't leave to go look for Stephanie. So once Rosita came back with the information that Max is captured, he already said, this is where we part ways. My path leads elsewhere. Goodbye. Love you all. You know, no hard feelings. So Daryl was done with it at that point. Because like I said, Daryl got kids he got to keep alive. He not finna stress over this grown-ass man that's making his own decision. So Daryl grabbed his crossbow, his bag, his shit, and he left. And, you know, Eugene and Rosita had their proper goodbye. It was like, what's the word I'm going to use? It was sad. Because Eugene and Rosita been together, I want to say damn near the whole apocalypse. He was with Abraham before her. He knew Abraham before her. But him and Rosita been together damn near the whole apocalypse. Like, that's crazy. Like, that was really her guy. She was really his girl. Like, they was really together for real. So, them going their separate ways, we don't know if that's going to be the last time that they see each other. But it was sad. It was a sad goodbye. And it went the way it was supposed to go. It was very true to their characters. And, it just went the way it was supposed to go. It was very true to their characters. And even remember when he was saying how he didn't believe her when she was saying, like, his person is out there. He gonna fall in love. He gonna have that and all of that other stuff. He didn't even believe it himself, but he trusted it because he trusts Rosita and, you know, he loved her and all that other stuff. It was just so good, y'all. That moment with them two characters, that was very much full circle with them two. We don't know if that's the last time they're going to see each other, but that was very full circle. And when Eugene went and turned himself in, he literally walked in, get on the ground. I'm like, y'all, he came in there walking and talking. Y'all trying to be tough. Like y'all doing something. Like he didn't come in there walking and talking. You screaming, get out and all that other stuff. Like he came in there guns a-blazing. Or like you found him on the run. Like, relax. He's turning himself in. Shut up. So Eugene obviously is taking all of the blame for Max in his plan together, even though Mercer knows that it was Max's idea, and she literally did everything. The only thing Eugene did was press play on the tape. She literally did everything, and Mercer knows that. So I know Mercer got a different level of respect for Eugene at this point for doing that for his sister. Like he really loved his sister and will do anything for his sister. So I know Mercer has a very different level of respect for Eugene after that. So I really like to see Mercer face when he was looking at Eugene, because I know he's relieved. Like, okay, so it's looking like my sister could come out of this scot-free. We'll see as scot-free as she possibly can. We know Pamela will have some words for her. Remember, Pamela said, your sister has been loyal to me for over a decade. I hope she just lost her way. She just got a little lost. So that was a good moment. And at the very end, now y'all know this is Walking Dead. This is what make it so good. They can't let us off that easy. We gotta have the tension. We gotta have the drama. We gotta have the love. We gotta have the comedy. We gotta have the sci-fi, the western. It gives you so many different things, but it's good. You know, Walking Dead, they not gonna let us off that easy. You know, everybody wasn't gonna just be able to sneak out of the Commonwealth. Rosita in there getting her shit together. I don't know where Coco at this point. And she hear her door close, and she's like, everybody ready? She go out there, and it's two men that somebody has sent in there to go capture her. I thought everything was good. Eugene done turned himself in. What the fuck is going on? Leave Rosita alone. So that was the last part of the episode that really pissed me off. Because if Max and Eugene didn't do that shit, we wouldn't even have this problem right now. Like, Carol literally got us in the very good graces of Pamela and them. Like, we were nowhere near on their shit list. We was top tier. And Max just threw all that shit away in a matter of a day. I'm talking about we were just there. So Carol fixed everything. Everything was fine. We were there. Then Stephanie fucked it all up. And now we on their shit list. So I don't know if it was some other people Lance got. I don't know what Lance would get out of doing that. I don't know. I don't know if it's some people Pamela sent. They weren't even Commonwealth soldiers, but they was two men in regular outfits. So I feel like at this point, it's in the Commonwealth. So it could only be two Commonwealth soldiers that just weren't wearing their uniform, or two other people that Lance got working for him. And then the clip that they played when Carolyn went talking to Lance and was like, where are my people, or I'm literally finna kill you. So either Lance knows where Pamela takes people, or those are Lance people. It could only be between Lance and Pamela. It can't be nobody else. And we know they got more than just Rosita. And you see they sent 2 men. Rosita is a woman. They knew that if they would have sent 1 man, she would have beat the fuck out of him and really killed him. But they sent 2 men to get her. And that is the only reason that they got Rosita, is because they sent 2 men. Y'all, I was so hurt. They put that bag over her head. I was literally screaming, y'all. I was so mad because I love these people and I'm invested in the show. Like, if I'm not mad and screaming and crying, the show is not good. If the show is not good, I would just be like, I wouldn't even have these emotions. So, you know what I always say, Walking Dead is the greatest show to ever grace television. I will forever stand and die on that hill. No show makes me feel how Walking Dead makes me feel. It's just a very unique show. I love Walking Dead. This episode was a 10 out of 10. It was so good. Had me feeling all different kind of emotions. Confused, irritated, laughing, crying. Like, this episode gave me all the feels. And it was so good. So that is it for, what is this now? The 5th episode of Talking Eat TV. And y'all know I'm the smoothie queens. And I'm keeping it very true to my roots. Me drinking a smoothie and watching Talking Dead, me drinking a smoothie and talking about Walking Dead. So, I don't know if I'm gonna make a smoothie next week. I kind of want to do a smoothie every week to end Walking Dead, just because I drink smoothies every day anyway. So I might as well show y'all a new smoothie recipe every week for Walking Dead. 11/17, the first episode of Walking Dead back, I showed y'all my favorite smoothie of all time, which is just a unique combination that I came up with. And then the second, which was last week, I showed y'all that dark sweet cherry cacao smoothie bowl that was good. And then this week, I showed y'all my favorite green smoothie. All of these recipes are on talkingeattv.com. The smallest smoothie I drink, like, I always do 32-ounce smoothies. Like, have y'all ever seen people? Like, how, like, because of the way Americans are, you know, nobody in the world beats the gluttony of Americans. I feel like the way a lot of Americans see smoothies is like they don't see a smoothie as a meal. A smoothie is a meal. I don't care what nobody say. I'm not gonna get full off no little 8-ounce smoothie. Like, people make smoothies that are like making a glass of water. Like, I be looking at people make smoothies on YouTube and I'll be like, it's good that you're eating that, but like, that's not enough. So whenever I'm drinking a smoothie, I'm counting it as a meal, 32 ounces, and I'm putting a lot of good shit in there. No less for me. Some people do 16 ounce. I could do a 16-ounce smoothie. No, I'm lying. The smallest smoothie that I could drink and get full on as a meal is a 24 ounce. But even as a 24 ounce, like, you best believe, like, I must got a meal replacement powder in there, which I'm very picky about those. All organic, no sugar added, all of that good shit, balanced in micronutrients, all of that good shit. But yeah, so it's always going to be, if any of my smoothie recipes, it's going to be somewhere about 32 ounces. It's not no little smoothie. Also, too, that's why a lot of people don't get full when they make a smoothie, because they be making these little ass smoothies. Like, I be looking at people, they will literally make a smoothie with like a half a banana, a container of yogurt, and like a cup of frozen fruit. I be like, bitch, who's getting full off of that? A child? I just don't understand. I've just always been greedy. Always been that person. I eat a lot. I've always been that person. Even though I'm a $120, I've never been over 127 pounds in my life. Like, I've never been anywhere near overweight in my life. Like, I'm literally, my standard weight is anywhere between 118 pounds and 120 pounds. If I'm thick, I'm 120. Like, for me, having some like, me being thick is 125 pounds. That's what's funny. And I'm 5'4.5". I'm not tall. But, so even me being this little, like, I've always eaten a lot. And that's another reason why I'm happy that I eat good now. I don't eat the way that I was raised, because, like, growing up in Chicago, it was given very much going to get in the gyro, sliced thin fried hard, extra tzatziki, extra large fried, and a large cherry Coke. Like, not eating good and healthy at all. So I'm glad I changed my ways because, bitch, I like to eat and I be hungry. So I could talk about food all day. Don't even get me started on that. I've been doing this episode for an hour and a half now. Bye.